Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good morning to everybody. So I think we can start now. So it's okay. If we have less than 10, it's okay. We have to continue our agenda, the original agenda. So for today, I just want to do a sharing session, which is regarding the writing manuscript in natural product and organic synthesis. As we know, our lab is cover the two domain, which is natural product and also organic synthesis. So I have been in academia in research also since 2007. I start my research in 2007 until now, and hopefully I can share a few things that are quite important. And recently I just coming back and as a reviewers and also the person who write and articles. Okay, so my name is Muhammad Nur Azmi, and I'm a part of this team as a principal investigator. So let's do it. So, okay, for the introductions for these sessions, okay. So introduction to scientific publishing in natural product and organic synthesis. The purpose of publication is to sharing the new findings. This is the most important thing. So you know, in academia, the main reference that people follow, which is very, very active and very fast, is a publication. So anything that you have to do, it kind of mandatory. You have to make sure your discipline yourself to make your mandatory to publish any result that you have. Okay, scientific result that you have by good way. Okay. So the second one is the research visibility for expert fields. So this is very important for you as a young researchers and also students to make sure you can declare yourself an expert. Okay, so there are so many things, media that you can use. The ones Google Scholar. ORCID ID is mandatory. I'm strongly advised to everybody to register as ORCID ID. It's kind of like our identity numbers in research. So these numbers will be used around the world as our ID, okay? The Scopus ID is very important also because for the academicians, I know some of you are lecturer, inshallah, in the futures. So the easiest way for the university to check about yourself by using Scopus. Just write down your name and suddenly there appear all the publications, what is your research fields, the citation numbers, and so on. Okay. A research ID is also important, but normally we are referring to ORCID and Scopus because the ownership of research ID is the Web of Science. And also the last one is a research kit. It's a common one that we have for the research kit. Okay, so maybe I can show you a few examples for the research kit. So I will open the website. Yes, okay. So this is my personal visibility, how I can do it. Okay, so the first one that we have is research Google Scholar. It's a free of charge and registered by using your own Google. This is about myself. Okay, so the citation by Google's normally is quite easy because it can be cited by everybody's. And after that, you can arrange by year, for example. Okay, so 2014 is how many publications you have at least have been captured by Google. Okay, so Google we will cover all the papers that we publish, whether they are SI, Scopus, ERA, or something else, books, magazine, or something like that. Okay, so and also you can sort by citations. So for example, my paper in 2010 have been cited 91 times. This is a collaboration with Prof. Nasir, 60 times. So here in these ones, we can observe our citations. So it's 1,000 now. Okay, good. Okay, it's 1,000. Hash index is 18. So you can see the trend for the citation. For example, like this, you can start. As I said, the first publication is 2010. and also it will be cited by time to time. Okay, and this one is your collaborators. Okay, and sometimes because they are the database for the Google Scholar is quite high, I think it's easy for everybody to trace your paper. For example, in my case, I have a collaborator with Indonesia, Russia, and also France. Sometimes they forgot to send us the copy. So by using this, we can see any paper that have our names. Sometimes we contribute without. We doesn't want any merit from them. So sometimes they are put our name in the publications. Okay, so this is the Google Scholar. The second one is ORCID ID. So you have to register by your ORCID ID. It's better to register by using, I think it's Google is okay because in the end, if you are not attached to the institutions, you can still use the ID. So for example, I have my own. Okay. Oh, so sorry. This is kit ID. Kit ID. So ORCID ID is similar function like Google Scholar, but it's more precisely because they have our memberships. Okay, so for examples, our profile. This is our ORCID ID. Some publication they need an ORCID ID because they will link us with all informations. Okay, so because sometimes our publication they have a lot of names. This is the variable that they use to find our names. We have also some publications, our history in working, and so on. Funding also, sometimes they are captured. Sometimes we have to add manually. So, okay. So next, what we have ResearchGate. Okay, ResearchGate is the open platforms. The good about ResearchGate is people can observe our paper and suddenly request privately. So for examples, I have some requests. Okay, examples, message maybe. No. Maybe wait. For example, recently there is a few groups overseas request our publications. It's easy for us to transfer our publication to them. Okay, because we can advise them to use privately. So because in some publications we already signed the embargo. So it means, for example, a paper with Solhin, Ain, and also Hadi. I already signed the embargo to to uh, to to make sure to stop our publication to be publicly. So within 1 year, 12 months, I cannot share openly to everybody. So by using this one, it's easy for us to transfer our paper to respected parties. So we can send them without any problems. Okay. So they have also hash index, but they are different. They are counting differently. So every for this one, they have a different calculation for that. Okay, so I'm strongly advise what you have to do is you can open your Google Scholar and also Research ID. So this is the first thing that you can do. Okay, so next, so let's go to the slide. So next, what we can do regarding the publication is they are encourage collaborations and also networkings. Okay, so I have a few story that maybe I can share once. In 2017, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to Indonesia, and during that time, I'm nobody. Okay, so I'm just going to conference and present my paperwork during that time in Indonesia. And after that, we have a few meeting our colleagues and study discussions and meeting new people. So by using these publications, it's very important because including this kind of Google Scholar, Research ID, ResearchGate, or something like that. So they are convincing to collaborate with us. As a result, okay, we have a new collaboration. For example, Ibu Arba, who cover project with Solihin and Ibrahim from University Islam Indonesia. It helped us about the biological Prof. Funang also help us about some HRMS analysis, for example. And it's open for new collaborations and also networking. Okay, in research we cannot work alone, so it's almost impossible working in silo, and almost impossible for everybody to know everything. So that's why we have to collaborate among each other. Okay, number 4. Okay, it's a peer review and validations. So it's similar like a collaboration. So we try to communicate with another parties, another team by using email, for examples. By showing our publications, it's convince them, okay, to work. The one example is my collaboration with Prof. Muhammad in Jordan. In the beginning, we just discussed by using emails, several years discussions, and after that, suddenly Prof. Muhammad is coming, visit us, do some short attachments. I'm very happy to welcome him. So time to time, we working very closely because we have similarities in terms of synthesis project. So we are doing like that. So the collaboration is grows, and currently we are in the good stage. Okay. Number 5, okay, supporting funding and grant opportunity. So this is very important also. Without funding, we cannot work. Okay, we have to at least have the money to buy chemicals and also send a sample for analysis. So perhaps this is a good way to show that we are working in research. Okay, so if you realize, anybody who are in academia, so you have your own proposal and suddenly the funder, okay, the ministry or something like that, will request you to send 5 recent publication or list of publication. This is the evaluator will evaluate whether you are working on research or not. Okay, so be prepared. At least make yourself comfortable and also disciplined. At least 1 or 2 publications. It's enough. Okay, don't let yourself no publication during active years. So it's not really good. Okay. And lastly is a proof of public fund, of course, because publications is a simple way to prove that we are using people money wisely. So because most of the research that we have done in public university is coming from the public fund. So this is kind of the proof that we are used wisely about the money. So they have 2 proof of public funds. The first one is the postgraduate students that we train. The second one is the publication. This is the good evidence, the 2 good evidence that we use our public fund wisely. Okay, so this is regarding the first slide. The second slide, okay. The types of publications. They have several types of publications, but I will touch a few about these 3 publications that we are using in our teams. Okay, the first one is review articles. I'm not really keen to write review articles because there needs more time to find the source and analysis, simplify, and also summarize. So sometimes I encourage a student to do that. Okay, the easiest way, anybody who are doing natural products. So what you can do is you can compile chapter 2, which is literature reviews, find the interesting topic, and after that can start to develop the story. Okay, so for the review articles, they need around 6,000 to 10,000 words. Okay, they should have more than 100 reference, something like that. Okay, and the second ones, okay, mini review. Mini review is the short reviews. This principle is similar like a review article, but it is more simplified, just as several topics that we discuss. Okay, so they need around 3,000 to 6,000 words, less than maybe less than 75 reference. Okay, more than 75 reference, not H to 100, because the review we have several review papers with our previous students, and it's good. Okay, so to have a visibility, especially the thing that I learned from another team, another lecturers, that talk to me is write a review paper because it's easy to get citation. So if you doesn't have any project, for example, when you're going back, for example, for the international students, I'm strongly advised to start to write a review paper. Very short review paper is okay. Okay, so because it will cover the visibility and also our expertise. Okay. The third one, which is a very interesting one, okay, this is what we do every year. Okay, the third one is research articles. They have two types of research articles, and several students have been faced this kind of research article, or what I call technical paper. Okay, so we do some our lab work, and after that, we are publishing this result. Okay, so for the research article, they have two types. The first one is full articles. It's a completely articles. Okay, normally we put all the data here, important data, spectroscopic and methodologies. Okay, if they are too long, we transfer to the supporting information. Okay, this is a different way. Okay, so doesn't have any that kind of flow. Okay, they are just for introductions, just story for the introduction, and in the end, they are going back. So, okay, as we know, in our research domains, what we have, they have two things. Okay, the first one is natural products, which is covered the natural product chemistry. We will see what Solihin doing, Ibrahim, Tahir, and also Idris doing along the way is research journey. So normally in natural product, what we do is coming together along together with the pharmacognosy, which is referred as biological activities. Okay, for what we have in our laboratory is alpha amylase, alpha glucosidase, antidiabetics. Now we are moving to antimicrobials, cytotoxic activities, Alzheimer's disease, and so on. Okay, so along together, we are using analytical chemistry also. So what we have NMR, IR, and also recently we tried to do some kind of a computational chemistry, which is a mix or not. So we will do this and explore this time to time, and hopefully everybody can join. Okay, so the second domain that we cover is the organic synthesis, which is synthesis organic and biological activities. This is what we are doing in our laboratories. Usually it's come along together with the biological activities. Okay, so the next one we are doing organic synthesis, which is covered the total synthesis, which is inorganic chemistry. So the total synthesis that have been covered now, if in our team, Tan doing total synthesis. What else? Shira also doing total synthesis. Okay, total synthesis is referred is a total synthesis inspired by compounds. Okay, and also another heterocyclic component like Nizam, Farah, Laksani also doing that, and also what else? Who are doing? Selva doing that kind of chemistry. Okay, the last one is a methodology studies. Methodology studies, not many people doing. I think only one, if I'm not mistaken, Excel's doing methodology studies. It's mean they create the method to synthesize the compounds and variable. They use several variables, for example, catalyst, loading, reaction temperatures, and so on. Okay, so let's go for the examples that cover these three domains. Okay, so in yesterday I already give you some Google Drive. So in that particular Google Drive, it's contain all the examples. Okay, so I will stop sharing. We stop here. This one. Okay, so maybe we can open the examples. Okay, I just want to make sure everybody know when we try to explain about. So we are going for the first one, nature product chemistry. So we take an examples from Tahir publication. So this is been published this year by Tahir, and this is Muhammad Tahir Muhammad. The title is Chemodiverse Monoterpene Indole Alkaloids from Coxia theory inhibitory potential against alpha amylase and their molecular docking studies. This is the combination between nature product study and also pharmacognosy and also analytical. So this is kind of examples. Okay, so yeah, the most important things they will explain about the NMR for the nature products in these types, in these shapes. Okay, they have position of carbons, the value for the protons, and also carbons. In general methods, they have the generals, the plant material, the source of plant material, the extraction process and purification process, and also some spectroscopic data. This is an example for the nature product studies. Okay. So for the pharmacognosy, so usually the pharmacognosy, what I can explain is it's referred to the mechanism studies. For example, this is paper by myself in 2012. Okay, my task during that time is to isolate these compounds, okay, from nature. And after that, we collaborate with the biologists in this time. I'm in UM. Okay, so they are doing some mechanistic studies. So in this case, I'm not the first author. I'm just the co-author, including my supervisor. So the first author will be Lionel. Now he is a lecturer in UCSI, and also Prof. Hashima Nago. Okay, so this is an example for the pharmacognosy study. So if we see clearly, this is not covered by our domains, only some informations here. But if you see result and discussions, sometimes I didn't know how to explain. Okay, so combination treatments, immunohistochemistries, DNA fraps, microarrays, gene expressions, microarrays. So this is not covered by ourselves. Okay, so this is important. That's why we have to collaborate among the researchers. Okay, at least we can expand our study. Okay, so for sure, biologists need us because they need the compounds. They cannot ignore us. So that's why if we try to offer some helps or go and see them, say, I have the compounds and it shows a good biological activities. Why not you just take our compound and do some continue the study? So they are very happy to do that. So this is the thing that I'm doing when I'm coming back. Okay, I meet people, discuss with them, and try to convince them. Okay, because this study is very expensive, to be frank. Okay, so next, what type of publication that we have in the slide here? Analytical chemistry. Okay, analytical chemistry. Okay, so here. And for analytical chemistry, so I just take a publication by my colleague in University of Malaya. Is similar for the study, but they are combination with analytical chemistry. We mix on that. Okay, mix on that. We use as an analytical studies. So let me check my internet. Still here. Still connecting. Okay, still connecting. So inshallah, in the future, we try to find myself time. Maybe we can explore together about this one. Okay. So next, what we have in our examples here, we have synthesis and biological activities. Okay. So synthesis and biological activities. So this is I just take an example by Shira. She doing phenyl isozole quinolines hybrids. It means they are combination between two heterocyclic groups, and their application is for alpha amylase and alpha glucidase. So we try to explore these applications, and after that, this is the good journals. If you want, at least if you have money, you can pay for this. Okay. So this is an example for the total synthesis and natural product synthesis biological assays. Next, we are going to total synthesis. For the total synthesis work, okay, so this is the research published by myself. I'm doing this project, okay, in 2024, and this is cover in short communications because they have only 7 pages. If you see clearly, we try to synthesize by mimic the kingianin, which is this compound. Okay, these compounds. As you know, organic synthesis is quite crazy. They want to do what is the nature do it. Okay, so if you see the and also spectroscopic evidence. Okay, so in this communication methodologies and spectra to some information piece of paper, but there is information for scientists to refer in the future. Okay, and the last one for the example is methodology. Okay, so this is the paper we actually will be published next year. My work together with my colleague Andre from Russia. So if you see clearly the style, how they are writing in methodology paper is very different. So that's why sometimes personally I have an arguments with my colleague who are working on the methodology studies, how we can present our work together. Okay, so if you see clearly, this is try to playing around with the ideas, how we can manipulate the functional group or something like that. This is totally chemistry work. If you see clearly, there are no NMR discussions. So usually NMR discussion, we put in supporting informations. Okay. So for example, if we see clearly here, we try to explain other person work and also including other works also, and we try to criticize and try to improve what we think is working. And after that, come up with our original idea. This is kind of a spiral compounds. If you remember, economists who doing this one, Selva, Nizam, and also Farah, who doing this spiral compounds. Okay, so this is kind of a 6 example that we are covered in our team regarding the research document. So synthesis. So I will close this one. So for planning a manuscript, this is very important. So now what we have Selva in process on writing thesis, writing manuscripts. Myself, I have a few manuscripts in our dossier. Whereas Farah also planning to write a thesis, publications. Solihin also. He owned me several publications, so it's okay. So this is how we can plan the manuscript. So the first one that you have to do is you have to identify the research gap. So what you want to study, what you want to highlight. So this is the questions that you have to highlight to attract the reader to read our paper. Okay. What is the unique question? So if you are doing Misonat is the new technique to determine the secondary metabolites, and it was cheap compared to the molecular networking, for example. So we try to emphasize that one. For example, another one is we synthesize the spiral planning your manuscript. So the first one that we have to do is we have to identify the research gap. This is very important, what you want to highlight. The second one is you have to setting the objective and hypothesis. It should be clear the research objective and hypothesis. For example, if you are doing nature product, so what you want to highlight, the disease, the secondary metabolite that you isolate. For the synthesis, what you want to highlight, develop new techniques, synthesize the new compounds, synthesize the new compound with the new applications, and so on. Okay, so normally what we do for the objective and hypothesis, we put it maybe is you have to use channels. Okay, this is very important. There are so many invitations by email to me, okay, to publish in their journals. But when we are doing some screening and also readings, okay, so I stop screening and readings. So we realize this is the predatory journals. Okay. So how we can choose our right journal? So the first one, of course, we are going to see the common publisher, which is Elsevier, Springer, Wiley, ACS, American Chemical Society, RSC, Royal Society of Chemistry, Taylor and Francis, and also etc. Okay. And the second one, you have to understand what is your target audience. And the last one, is impact factor important for you? If it's important, you have to find the best publications. Okay. So let me check first how I can. Okay, there is a few things that you can do to check the impact factor. So we skip this one. And shows, and I will open the web, the Google. Okay, as I said, they have three normally in publications. Normally we send to the JCR journals, okay, journal citation report based on that one. And the second one is a Scopus. So in USM, we subscribe this database. So it's better for you to use because you already pay for that. Okay, so how check? Okay, JCR. Okay, JCR, clarivets.com. So I will this one until this one. Okay, open this one, enter. So it will goes to this domain. Yeah. So you have to sign in. So first, what you have to do if you are USM, you have to USM staff, you have to enter you have to register first, and after that, email your institution emails and also password that you have been registered. Okay. I'm not sure I remember or not. No. Okay. So wait, let me check first. Maybe this. Okay. Okay, this is look like. Okay, so for examples, I want to publish in molecules in MDPI. So types molecule. For example, molecules. Okay, so click here, they will pop up in new. Okay, this is the journal, is named molecule. So we want to know what is the Q number, Q1, Q2, and Q3 quartile numbers. So the impact factor is 4.2, is good, for example. Okay. And we want to see it's under quartile. Which quartile is this publications? So it's quartile number 2 under biochemistry and molecular biologies. Is quartile number 2 also under chemistry in multidisciplinary. What else? Okay, we have another ones. Chemistry and organic, it doesn't have been listed. Okay, so for examples, okay, I have publication recently with USM, tropical life sciences research. This is belong to USM. So previously it's a Scopus, okay, and recently I believe they are in ISI. So anybody, any journal who exists in this database, which is JCR, is ISI. It's they have two rank. Okay, ISI is the first one, and Scopus is the lower rank, a bit lower compared to the ISI. Okay, so Tropical Life Sciences, the ownership is Penerbit University Science Malaysia and or USM Publishers. Okay, So impact factor is 1.1, is acceptable. Okay, good. Okay, next, what's next? I want to see what quadra is it, these publications. So it's quadra 3. It's good. Okay, it's good. Quadra 3 is good. So we have a publication with Idris recently, and soon hopefully accepted by Ibrahim. So it's good. Okay, so this is the JCR. Okay, so sometimes I ask students to suggest to me what is publication you want. So for example, what is it ISI or Scopus? So you have to find by yourself. Okay, so next one is the Scopus database. Scopus. Okay, Scopus A. Okay, Scopus, when you try to type Scopus and go to the sources, and it's come out like this, so you can type, for example, I want to know the journal, Malaysian Journal of Chemistry. Okay, okay, Malaysian Journal, Journal, yeah, Journal, Journal of Chemistry. Okay, Malaysian Journal of Chemistry under ICAM, Institute of Kimia Malaysia. So you will see it exists. This is under Scopus. But if I type MJChem, Malaysian Journal of Chemistry, the result no found. It means MJChem is under Scopus, not ISI. So this is how you can check whether your favorite journal in ISI or Scopus, or none in both database. Okay, so this is the thing that you can do. Okay, next, what you have to do is, okay, so it's better to explore one by one the Elsevier, Springer, Wiley, SCS, RSC, Taylor, and Francis. Because our general practice is I'm doing the submissions, and when we get a reply or something like that, so I will go to the student and discuss what we have to reply to them. Okay, so this is our practice that we do in our team. Okay, so next, what we have here, Simago is the general one, but normally I'm not using the Simago because Simago is more general because they are compile all the journal exists in the world. Okay, so the fourth one, sorry for this one, choosing the right journals. The type of example journals, normally we have normal submissions by using by using system. Okay, so but this one doesn't have, we doesn't have to pay, but for the person who need our paper, they have to buy from the publisher. For example, 40 USD for one paper, for example, like that. So in our university in USM, we subscribe several database, for example, ACS, Elsevier's, RAC. So by subscriptions by our university, so we can easily access all the papers. Okay. So the second one is the open access with APC. It means we have to pay the paper. For example, RSC. Okay, we have to pay. So this is not really good for the financial sustainability. So, but sometimes I have to do that because it's for student graduations. So for examples, I think if I'm not mistake, I paid recently Shira paper, if I'm not mistake, around 2,000 ringgit, if I'm not mistake. Okay, but the APC now for this paper, RAC is getting increased. I think previously is 500 UK pound sterling, so now it's 700 pound sterling. So it's getting increased when the quadrile for that particular journals is in a good rank, so they will increase the price. And the third one is hybrid. Hybrid is they will give us an options whether we want to publish in open access or normal submissions. Okay, I just want to highlight a few things about this one. Okay, so please be aware they have several blacklisted journals or predatory journals exist in the world. So the USM had been give a warning to all academicians not to publish in MDPI. So there are no MDPI now. Hindawi, okay, Hindawi. Frontier, we are lucky we have only one paper in Frontier by Sarah, and also Helion. Helion is recently have been under under monitoring by our ministry. So we are lucky. Early this year, we have only one publications. But Helion is very expensive. It cost me around 10K ringgit Malaysia. So it's covered by our colleagues. So it's okay. Okay. So beware about this one. So in this link, so we try to open this link. Okay, so in these links, okay, because our awareness about the predatory journals, so they have some informations about the predatory journals, and also make sure you try to read and understand what they are mean by predatory journals. So they have some lists, and you can check by yourself. Okay. So I already give you the notes and the link is there. So please make yourself available to do that. Okay. So next, what we have. Okay. So this is the recent statistic I got in LinkedIn, sharing by academician also about the predatory journals. So please aware about this one. So they have some risks. Okay. Also retraction papers. Here we see Elsevier is also under probe. Okay, Springer, Wiley, MDPI, of course, MDPI. Okay, MDPI have been including about the integrity. So NPI and Hindawi is the serious problems. I think during my master also they have the problems about this. Okay. So general at risk, scientific report, because scientific reports they are try. I'm not sure the quality for paper by scientific reports, and because if you have money, you can publish. This is the keywords. Scientific report plus ones. I think we have. I have one publication in IJMS. Plus one, I think I have. So sustainability by MDI also I have, but it's the old paper. Okay, so beware about this one. So we try to avoid to publish in this publication. Okay, blacklist journals. So also journals of molecular liquids. This is ionic liquid who love publish in this publication. So please be careful. Plants is under MDPI and also agronomics. Okay. So, okay, so to do that, nowadays, with helping of AI and also some database, they have some options that we can do to find the good journal that we have. So I just highlight only three journal finder or journal suggester that we have. Okay, so in Google Drive, if I'm not mistakes, that are given to you, we have an example for the journals, for the abstracts. Perhaps you can open and you can try for the time being. Okay, so now I will do it by using this kind of journal suggester. So I will show you how to do it. Okay, so so I open one by Elsevier. Okay, so I open the journals that we have. What else are we there? Example abstract. So I have one abstracts. Okay, so let's check what they need. So cookies, enter the abstract. So just following what they need. So they ask us to enter the abstract. So we open the abstract. We just copy the abstract. Paste. And after that, find journal. So they will rank our journals based on the possibility to publish. Okay, so we have they have 40 journals matching with our abstract, so it's good. So we go one by one. So for examples, okay, so Journal of Pharmaceutical and Biomedical Analysis, okay, impact factor is 3.1. We have for this one they have only one open access. So if you pay 3,680 USD, it's mean probably if your paper accepted, you can accepted by these journals. Okay, so they have information. Visit the journal for more details. Okay, chemical data collections, they doesn't have any impact factor, but they ask us to pay. Okay, so this one is only open access. Okay, what else? Phytochemistry lab. Okay, this one, phytochemistry lab. We have subscriptions, which is no publication charge. But the article, if anybody need the articles, if they are contact phytochemistry lab, they have to pay by per articles. Okay, so and open access is around 3,520. The impact factor is 1.3. It doesn't worry. Okay, so Food Research International and so on. They will rank our publications for this one. Okay, so you can explore by yourself. Okay, so we are going to the same slide. Okay, for Wiley also Wiley. Okay, then find it. So we take an example for the second abstract. What we have here. Okay, this is okay, this is the synthesis one. Okay, so this is beta version. So okay, maybe not Wiley. Maybe I will try another one. I will try another one. Okay, teleinferences, maybe. Yeah. Okay, search your abstract here. So I will put here. Reveal the suggest journal. Okay, so they will suggest a few journal here, which is Journal of Taibah University. I think Taibah University we have to pay, okay, because it's an open journal access. Okay, open select, choose a public to public open. Okay, this is synthetic communication. This is hybrid, which is you have to choose. You can choose whether you want to by subscriptions or by open access. Okay, so you can explore by yourself. Okay, so I will try to Wiley. No, select. Okay, so I'm sorry, I cannot work it for this. Okay, so this is you can use the journal suggester for this one. Okay, it's very nice and very interesting. Next, what you have? Okay, so the essential component for the manuscript. So first, what you have to do is you have to check the journal websites, what they need, the sequence. And next, what you have to do is journal structure. So what you can do, we just open bioorganic and medicinal chemistry. So open this and directs. Okay, open here. So go to the guide for author. Okay, and after that, they will give you the scope and also the structure of journals. Okay, the scope is very important. So please try to read and understand. Okay. Okay, bioorganic medicine chemistry. So this published complete account of research understanding significance and timelines on all aspects of molecular interaction at the interface chemistry, biology together with critical reviews. Okay, the journal published a report of experimental result. And the aim of the journal is to promote better understanding at the molecular level of life process and living organism, as well as interaction of these chemical agents. Some journals, okay, already highlights there are no preliminary study exists in these publications. Okay, so if they are right support airborne access, it means this publication is the hybrid types, which is they have two, whether the open access or you have to go by subscriptions. Okay, article of types. This explain everything. Okay, articles, review articles, perspective. Normally, review articles, they are by invitations. Okay, or we preparing the proposal and we send it to chief editors. So this is what we do. Okay. So, okay, this is an example for guidelines for the organic communication, organic and medicine and chemistry. So next, what we have here, okay, okay. So the content with an examples, okay. So normally what we have, we need the title, abstract, and the keywords, and advice on creating a compelling and concise title and abstract to capture the interest. Okay, so normally for the title, abstract, and keyword, this is very important to capture the interest of readers to choose our paper. Okay, make sure you know how to do it. Okay, now time to time I'm working very close with the students to advise what they need to do. Okay, so the second one, introductions, how to frame the backgrounds, relevant and rationale of the studies. Normally we highlight what we want to study. Okay, and after that we are narrow down to the objective and also hypothesis. This is very important. Okay, time to time we discuss with the student, with the respected public author, what we try to explain in our publications. Material and methods. Normally, material and methods, what we have in our team is quite structured. So don't worry too much for this one. Maybe you have to change some wording because sometimes the plagiarisms software can detect any similarities. Okay. So it's cover the tips of detailing synthesis procedure, for example, who are doing synthesis, characterization, which is very important characterization, especially you are doing nature products, and experimental condition in a reproducible way. Okay, so it means anybody can refer our paper, check again the procedures, and repeat the experiments. Okay, the contents. Okay, the contents what we have. Okay, normally result and discussions. Okay, discuss the presenting and interpreting result, use logical flow and critical analysis. Within 3 years, I learned a lot from you actually, from every my students. Okay, they getting how they react. So for the time being, this is a very critical for you to learn and relearn and co-learn. Okay, together with me as a supervisor. So for the time being, so it's better to read more paper to see how another party try to explain their work. Okay, and lastly, conclusions highlight the impact of limitation and future direction of the works. So this is very important also for the conclusion, is conclude all the finding that we have. Okay, it's not very simple statements, but sometimes there could be a middle range discussions about the conclusions. And reference, this is the major problem for students who are doing thesis and also preparing the article for publications. So properly citing relevant literatures of the support incredibility and avoid plagiarism. So please, 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 in USM, we are preparing the class to use Mendeley. So normally we have software and that you have to install in your computer. Please, software, sometimes the software is just a tools for you to help you during the arrangements of the reference, but in the end, you have to do manually and check one by one. Okay, so acknowledgements is normally we try to acknowledge our sponsors for funder for the projects, and sometimes what we are doing scholarships and also the person who are working very close and contributes without any credits in the list of the authors. Sometimes the person who are working with me doesn't want his name exists in the list of author, but as a friends, we acknowledge them in our acknowledgement sections. Okay, next, the graphical abstract. This is very important, graphical abstracts. It's represent, visualize your work. What is it? Okay, so this is very important to make sure everybody understand what you are doing, and also highlights and also credits. So we are going to the contents with examples. So I already give you an examples, and you can easily access our website to know an example. So the thing that I need to highlight about the graphical abstracts, okay? For the graphical abstract, so if you are trying to write a paper and suddenly you doesn't know about the flow, okay, so I just using bioorganic and medicinal chemistry. So you go to the latest issues, no, article in press. Okay, this is for Elsevier. So what you have to do, you can try to download any paper. Okay, maybe this one. Maybe, but I'm not sure. Okay, this is the pre-proof versions of publications by Elsevier. Normally they will show like this. So this version is very good for you because you can see how the editorial board arrange the paper. So you will see like this. Okay, you can follow the style how they are doing it. Okay, it means they have the titles, they have the list of author, affiliation, corresponding, highlights, abstract, keywords. You know, some publications they need a figure inside the text. In some publication also they need separate. So in this case, they are put together. You see, the scheme one here, they have the scheme, the caption for the scheme one is here, and they have the scheme one clearly stated here. So you can follow the style how they are do it. Okay, this is very important for the pre-proof version of this particular. And again, you can see some publication, if you realize, they start with introduction, and after introductions, they will start with result and discussions. In some publication, they will start with the methodology. It depends on the style or what is the journal look like. Okay, so of course this is 29 pages. It's very long if we are doing like this, but in the end, what they are doing, they will shrink and also arrange into their format. Okay, so please again try to explore by yourself. And again, what I want to highlight here is the list of reference. Before it's okay, the list of reference, how they do it. In some reference, there doesn't have any title of articles. They have only the list of author, abbreviation of the journals, year, and also volume, and also pages. This is only for the bioorganic medicine and chemistry, but you have to check against based on the publication that you need to submit. Okay, so this is the easiest way that you can use. Usually I will ask my student to download this kind of pre-proof, or sometimes I will download by myself and I give it to student. Okay, take your time to write. Okay, so this is the good thing that you can learn from the publications. Okay, I wish it. Okay, graphical abstract. So we will go to the graphical abstract. So I have several graphical abstract. This is an example for the graphical abstracts. Okay. So normally the graphical abstract is represent the whole idea of the manuscripts. So it can be like this. It's very simple graphical abstract. No need to be more detail about the graphical abstract. This is more than enough. Okay, so we know, okay, you try to synthesize skin gaining G, and after that you try to propose with to synthesize the monomers, and also this is the idea how to get the monomers. Okay, so again, this is work by myself also. Okay, which is belong to the TAN project. Okay, So synthesis and characterizations, they are doing anti-proliferative and also admit and molecular docking. So it's cover all the ideas of what the projects look like. Okay, again, this is by Mahdi about the graphical abstract that they use for his project. Okay, Mahdi also recent published in Chemistry Select, but I just to remind everybody, don't use this kind of color. I forgot to highlight to Mahdi about this one. So this color is not really good. Okay, so please use the common color what we have in our collections. Black, red sometimes is represent the feeling. So if you are using red too much, it means you are very angry. So try to avoid to use red. Okay. And this is the graphical abstract by Solihi. Okay, so this is explain what the work is like. So it's good if you can produce your own graphical abstract. Normally I'm doing for you, but the problem is I think these times it's better for you to do by yourself. Okay, try to explore your creativities and try to do it. Just open your PowerPoint, and after that, try to arrange some figures and try to explain what you are doing. Okay, this is the abstract that I prepared for Idris. So you see, that's why you have your own phones, you have your own phones. It's better for you to have it's better for you to have you capture every moments that you do your like work. This will help you a lot. Okay, so try to be creative. Okay, and sometimes it's good if you can explore yourself. Okay, so next what you have, no, it's until this one. Maybe this one is the end. Oh yeah, okay. So graphical abstract is very important. Almost all the publications we ask you to submit the graphical abstracts. So if you try to take the picture from Google, for example, okay. Google, for example, we try to Alzheimer. Alzheimer disease, okay, for example, okay. Go to image. What you have to do, go to image. The thing that you can, because they have a problem with copyright, right? So the thing that you can do is go to the more, maybe no, go to the tools, maybe. Okay, go to the usage right. I think you have to explore by yourself. Okay, maybe you can choose anything what you have in this one, try to download, and after that try to modify it by colors or something like that. Okay, but be careful when you try to copy from get the visual from the internet. Sometimes they are under copyright. This is very, very important to do that. Okay, so before that, we are advanced search, no. So in Google's they have Creative Commons license. Because Creative Commons license is under license, so there's a problem. Okay. Because if I'm not mistaken, in Google's we can easily find it's not it's open license, so everybody can use this figure to put inside their article or something like that. So try to explore and find a way how you can do it. One of them, what you can do is you can use Canva also. They have a huge collection of pictures. Okay, so this is the thing that we can do. Okay, so we already covered highlight, graphical abstracts, and also highlights. Okay, highlights. Let me check highlights. I have the example or not for highlights. No, no, we don't have highlight here. About highlight, what I can explain to you is the most important thing that you want to discuss in your manuscript. For example, among these compounds, only compound one is potent for alpha amylase inhibitors. For example, you have to explain what is the values. Okay, molecular king of alpha amylase of compound one on alpha amylase protein show that you just highlight a few important things about your studies. Credits. Okay, credit is very important. Recently, there are many publications need you to put the credits. Okay, so the credit is wait, I try to open. Oh no, I think I have it. The credit is a contributor role taxonomy was introduced with the intention to recognize individual contributions. This is very important. This is highlighted in 2012, okay? But recently there are many publications need you to do it, okay? It's covered in conceptualizations, data corrections, formal analysis, funding acquisition. So we have to put every name in our author list and explain their contributions. Okay, normally for the principal investigation or supervisors, they will be in conceptuals, supervisions, validations, writing the original and review editing. So for the students, normally I put in data corrections, formal analysis, investigation, methodologies. So normally the major contribution is the students. Okay. So sometimes I will ask student do it, but most of time I will do it for you. So you are not familiar with this one. So normally this time, I think after this, I will ask you to do it by yourself. Okay, at least I can check one by one. Okay, so be careful when you try to put your list of authors, make sure they have contributed into your work. So my motto is very simple. You contribute, you get the merits. This is very important. Okay, so next. Okay, data presentation in visualizations. So this is very important because recently I received from you, from my students, the draft of journals that you want to submit. Okay, so we try to discuss where we want to submit, and after that, I suggest these journals, and I assume that we are agreed and you understand what we need. Okay, so you start writing. So this is very important to make sure the storytelling process is attractive, and so make sure all the readers understand. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to check again the journal guidelines if you are choosing for the journals. For example, nature product research or nature product communications or journal of nature product and so on. Okay, so the second thing that you have to do, use published journal as a guidelines. As I said, okay, the easiest way that you can use is like this. Okay, use the pre-proof as your guideline. So you know this is the title, this is the list of author, this is the affiliations, and what else? This is the highlights, abstract, keyword. Just following this major arrangements, so you can follow what they need. Okay, so for this one, they are starting with, oh yeah, because they are result discussions. And after that, in the end, they have methodology, but sometimes it doesn't have any methodology because they are transferred to the supporting information. So it's easy for you. Just go to the article issues. For example, so I do it again. So maybe I will try to another journal. Tetrahedron. Okay. Journal. Okay. For example, I want to publish in tetrahedron. So I will click tetrahedrons. Okay, so I want to know how the journal arrangements and look like. Go to the article and issues, article impress. And after that, I will change. Maybe, oh, they are not published yet. This is review article, and this is research article, abstract only, or they are not preparing. Okay, let me check. Okay, journal pre-proof. Okay, I am happy because I get it. Okay, so I just follow what the sequence for this. Okay, this is it. Okay, doesn't need to draft from the scratch about the arrangement. So just following this one, you can see what they are doing. So next, figure and schemes. Okay, next I will figure and scheme, how to use clear, high quality illustrations for the synthetic pathway, molecular structures, and reaction mechanism. So normally you are using CamDraw, okay? So in CamDraw, you have to save in TIFF, in high resolutions. Maybe I can open CamDraw, maybe. For example, I try to do steel beams, for example, okay. Okay, so highlight this one, go to the file, save as TIFF image. Okay, you can check again options. Okay, the resolution is 1400s. Okay, this is the highest one. Okay, so save. Okay, so you can save your documents if I'm mistake. And so this is high resolutions of the figure. Okay, it's better to do like this. Okay, so just put into your manuscript. Okay, so this is what you can do. So for Microsoft Word, quality picture and justify. So the thing is I want to highlight here is maybe I will open an example. Okay, maybe this one. Okay, so make sure it's justified. Justify it means they are in a nice arrangement like this. Okay, just highlight here and after that go to justify here. Okay, so for the pictures, what you have to do is some pictures doesn't save in high resolutions. Okay, this one is good. Okay, so for this, what you can do is check for the file. Okay, go to the more options. So they have an option here. I think advanced maybe. Maybe, but I'm not sure. Okay, and the size, image, and quality. Okay, so maybe you can put into high fidelity. Okay, and they will show you the very high, very good the pictures for the structures. Okay, so save. Okay, and after that they are not, when you try to convert to PDF or save again, they are not blurred. Okay, this is very important. Okay, so next what we have here. Okay, this is very important for this. Okay, for the table and graph, organizing data for the clarity, for example, effective data tables. So, and sometimes you have to use software. I'm strongly advise for you to install software. Normally We are using what software we are using for data processing, Mahdi? Mahdi is here for the table of biological assays. What we are using?
GraphPad. GraphPad Prism.
Let me check. Mahdi, are you there?
Yes, doctor.
What software that we use for biological assay?
Okay, GraphPad Prism.
GraphPad Prism. So I'm strongly advise everybody to install GraphPad Prisms, not the Excel. Okay, so please use that one. Sometimes you are using SPSS, so if you know to use how SPSS, you can use that one. Okay, so I don't know how many slides left. So can we take 5 or 10 minutes break, and after that we will continue? Okay, I think we can continue our discussions about this. So next we are moving to the data presentation and visualizations, which is very important because in our publications, we just try to deliver our ideas and our work by using wording. So it doesn't represent our videos or so on to explain about our work. So this is very important how we can share our finding with the others. Okay. So for this part, okay, they have several things and which is very important. The first one is spectral data and characterizations. This is the essence for our domain, natural product and organic synthesis, how we try to convince them about the ideas, okay? So this is the best way to presenting NMR data, IR, MS, and other characterization data accurately. So that's why I will ask you to run all the spectroscopic analysis that we have in our lab, except HRMS, because HRMS sometimes we send to our colleague and waiting for the result. Sometimes it will take a long time to get it, okay? The second one is supporting informations. For example, if we do some synthesis and along the process, they have intermediates and the intermediate is the non-compound, for example. We have to refer the supporting informations have been provided by reported journal. So supporting information is very important. Okay. So for example, last night, I'm trying to analyze Abdul Malik spectra. And after that, it seems like the rations, I'm not sure it's working or not, but I have to read again the supporting informations from that particular group because the intermediate have been synthesized by Abdul Malik is the non-compounds. Okay. And the last one is graphical abstract. As I said before, graphical abstract is very important because it will present, visualize our work regarding what our article try to explain. Okay, so we try to go one by one. So for the spectral data, so if you remember, anybody are doing in writing now, so this is how we are reported the spectral data. This is an example spectral data I am taken from Mahdi's papers, is the recent one. So normally what we have, okay, so the name of compounds here, the physical properties, which is the white solids, the yield is 40%. If they are solids, because you are mentioned already white solids, they should have melting point. Okay, because this compound is the new compounds, so we can compare with the literatures. If the compound is the non-compounds, you have to put after your melting point the literature reviews, literature values, and RF it's normally is a array value for the TLC of the compound. So you see here is active UV and hexane, the solvent that used for the column chromatography, and no, for the TLC, and what the color of the spot under UV, normally purple spots. Okay, so this is kind of the complete assignments of the compound data. Okay, so we start with IR first. Okay, and after that followed by NMR. Please mention the number of the value of magnet power. In this case, we have in our faculty is 500 megahertz. Mention also the types of solvent that you use, etc. This every single information is very important. Okay, so again, and I'll continue by proton values. Okay, and after that carbon NMR. Okay, so the gyroscopic effect. Okay, this one is 4 times less compared to the divided by 4. It should run. Lastly, what we do, this is m plus. You have to mention the calculated values. If you don't understand how to do it, just let me know. So okay, I will try to ask you because I want everybody know how we can do it properly. Okay. Yeah, I have a problem with this. Let me check the internet connection. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, very good. Okay, next. Okay, supporting information, the second stuff. Yeah, here is this one, supporting information. The supporting information can be more than 10, 50, even 100. Okay, so support information is a supplementary material that accompany with the main article, providing additional data, method, or resources to help readers better understand, validate, and replicate our study. This is very important. That's why you have to spend your time to do support informations. Okay, so it's contained, okay, in support information is contained detailed experimental procedure, additional data and analysis, spectra and characterization data. This is very important. Sometimes we need to compare our NMR data with them. So by using this one, we can speed it up our research. Okay, supplementary figures, image, and scheme. In our case, for examples, what we do, we put 3D orientation of molecular docking in our main articles, and we put the 2D in our support information, because the difference is 3D is nicer in articles because it's in 3D orientations, but 2D, the information in 2D is very important because it will show us the type of interaction, whether they are pi-pi stack, hydrogen bonding interactions, and so on. Okay, and sometimes we are put also the supporting tables. If they have all information we want to put into our main articles, oh, there are too much. Okay, and the purpose and benefits for this support information, or SI that we said, okay, we are try to be transparency and reproducibility by another scientist. Okay, the second one, enhancing article readability. Okay, it means our paper is easy to accepted by the readers because they can repeat our experiments without no problems. Okay, and also open data sharing. Now they are try to promoting the big journals, try to promoting the open data sharing. Okay, so this is very important. Sometimes if you want to put some advice when you are doing synthesis, try to avoid to use this and that, so you can put into supporting information. So to make sure the student no the future's researcher doesn't do any mistake. Okay, it's okay now. No problem with internet connection. No problem. Okay. So if no problem, it's okay. We continue. So the third one is a graphical abstract. As I said before, graphical abstract is very important to attract the readers. It's a visual summary of the main finding and the key concept of the research articles. The purpose is to capture the reader attentions and easily for them to understand. And it's include a combination of diagrams, icons, image, and with the minimal text. Okay, let's picture explain what our main article look like. Okay, and for our domain in our lab, okay, a graphical abstract might show the structure of the key compounds, synthesis pathway, or biological activities, visually summarize the result in the way of complement to writing an abstract. So we have to try to complement with the abstracts. So what abstract look like, and we try to explain in this particular manner. Okay. Okay, common pitfall and how to avoid them. So, okay, this is very important topics. Okay, hopefully you can try to avoid when you start to write an articles. The first one is a formatting. So make sure, I'm strongly advise, please open the respective journals website and try to download the guideline for the authors. So by following this, you can save a lot of times. Okay, so normally, I'm sorry to say, recently I received the article from you, so sometimes I spend a lot of time doing formatting. It's not really good because for me it's headache because I fight with the time now. I don't have much time every days that I have. So because I have very limited time, so I try to avoid to do formatting. Sometimes I send it back to that particular student and try to do and strongly advise them to do the formatting. So please to do it. Okay. So formatting is very simple. Download the respective journal as an examples and follow them. Okay, so sometimes the journal is very particular. For example, the English that you want to use, you want to use UK or you want to use US. So please don't mix among these two. So please do it as long you can do it. Okay, so in our lab, I already spent some money to buy an Instatech software. So you can use Instatech in our lab to try to check your word arrangements, whether are following UK or US, or try to avoid repetition so many times. So please spend your time and explore that particular software. It's a subscribe, and I think this is the second year that we subscribe that particular software. Okay, so you can contact Solihin or myself about that software, but it's on you can only use in our lab. Okay, I don't give any ID for any people doing outside our lab. Okay, so the second one is try to avoid the common error in writing and presentations. Okay, this is the major problem, redundancy. Okay, repetitions. Okay, use excessive jargon words, which is not really good because the scientific words, it's a scientific words. It's not a conversation words. The common words English that we use every day is if you want to converse with anybody. Okay, and it's better to have a good structure for your publication, including thesis. Okay, that's why anybody who already graduate this year, when you try to write a thesis or publication, I will ask you to write a structure of thesis or structure of your publication. So from here, I can see what you want to explain in your articles or your thesis. Okay. The next one is the data integrity and authenticity. Okay, avoid data manipulation. This is not really good. Okay, and emphasize the importance of the reproducibility. So for example, if you synthesize your compound, you get only 30%, please report 30%. Don't report 60%. Don't use any exaggeration words. Okay, for examples, we try to synthesize this compound in excellent yield. Suddenly the reviewers or the examiner said excellent yield, oh, it's good. And suddenly he checked the detail for the spectroscopy data. Wow, it's 20%. So it's not excellent with excellent yields. 20% is not good. The excellent is 80 to 90%. This is the excellence. So try to avoid to use this kind of situations. Okay. So avoiding over interpretation. Next, avoiding over interpretations. You will see clearly being realistic and cautions about the scope and implication of the finding. Don't exaggerate excessively. Okay. So if you get this one, you explain and get this one, and after that, why you get this one, and after that, try to conclude. Okay. For the example and the case study, so maybe you can do by yourself, I think, because actually this module have been developed for face-to-face. It's not okay. So I try to open this one. They have a few case study here. Okay, so for example, case number 1. Okay, this is I take from because I'm also the reviewers. So this is from Natural Product Communications. I'm the reviewers, and after that, you can see how they try to explain their words. Okay, so for examples, so for examples, if you see clearly, okay, the title is Investigation of Anti-Diabetic Potential of Cochineal Bacteria Leaf using in vitro and in silico molecular docking approach. Okay, we understand this one. But suddenly, if we go here, the abstracts, okay, we start in vitro anti-diabetic study of the different fraction, and the subfraction was investigated by alpha amylase inhibitions. But if you see clearly, the comment for myself is that this one, they explain only one enzyme. So, but in discussions, they have two enzymes. So please try to avoid this kind of silly mistake, for examples, okay? So because this one is only alpha amylase, but the result shows they have alpha glucosidase also. Wait, alpha amylase and alpha glucosidase. So alpha amylase and alpha glucosidase, the location of inhibition is different. Alpha amylase normally happen in our mouth, and glucosidase happen in our intestine. So this is different. So, but in this one, okay, they are in abstract. In the beginnings, they are only mentioned alpha amylase, but in result and discussions, they have two enzymes. So try to avoid this one. Okay. So again, this one. Okay. So because in result and discussion, they explain about alpha amylase and alpha glucosidase. This is an examples. But here they mentions IC50 is 4.88 milligram per ml against 10.46 milligram per ml for the standard drugs. They have a big question marks. They have two enzymes here in result and discussions, but there's a mention whether this result is present alpha amylase or alpha glucosidase. This is very weird. So because of this, I stopped reading the manuscripts, and I sent back to the chief editor and explained them to do some corrections and resubmit again. So this is what I'm doing when I receive the articles. So they have several accidents. I'm not totally reject the articles, but it's better for them to read and read again, because if you see clearly for this list of authors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lists of author, but nobody realized this kind of mistake. Please read again, and read again. Okay, so I hope this is good for you and you understand what you try to do. Okay, so next, what we have, it's missing. Okay, so what we have here, okay, they have 3 examples there in our Google Drive. So maybe you can spend your time, try to read it, because actually this model I create for the face-to-face module. Okay, So please spend your time to do it. Okay. Next, what we have, okay, submissions and review process. Okay, for the submission and review process, the preparing for the submissions. Okay, how to format the manuscript according the journal guidelines. Normally, we try to submit, when we try to submit our publications, when the editorial office receive that one, the secretary will screen our articles. When they realize they are not following the guidelines, they will send back to us and tell us to follow their guidelines. So you have to do it reformatting again. So try to avoid this one, because the problem is we try to submit to the system and it take around 1 month, 1 weeks for editorial office to take our papers and try to screen. But when they return back to us, the cycle will be going back in the beginning. So we have to wait again. So the problem is time now. Okay. So for anybody who are studying USM, okay, for the master, you have only at least one publication, ISI or Scopus. For the PhD, at least you have 2 publication, ISI, Scopus. For anybody who are try to involve the academia worlds, this is the criteria, and it's better for you to publish in high rank publications rather than lower rank publication, because it will reflect your specialties and your quality of work or something like that. Okay, so preparing for submission is very important. Okay, that's why I it's better for me to take a lot of time to screening and scrutinize the article rather than preparing and suddenly tonight try to submit. Try to avoid that one. Okay. So next, responding to reviewers. Okay, so when we try to submit and the editor office give to the reviewers, and we get the feedback from the reviewers. So we have to answering all the questions have been highlighted by the reviewers. Okay, and it's a strategize for handling reviewers' comment and dealing with the rejections and resumptions. Okay, it's happened one paper for me because I'm very frustrated with the Laksani papers, and they are accept the Mahdi papers, but they are rejecting the Laksani papers. So I'm personally right after discussion with Prof. Fabian, and he advised me to write an official email to the editorial office, and after that they will reply, and they said they will stick with the decision. So I said, okay, thank you very much. And after that, I will send to another publication. So I'm waiting for the Laksani to prepare that particular articles for me. Okay. So for submission process, okay. So what you need is an official letter to editorial office. Normally, I'm preparing for you, but I think after this, I will give you a templates, and after that, you have to do by yourself. Okay, it's better to have this kind of official letters to editorial office to explain your to explain why you want to submit in these particular journals, and also highlight what is the specialty for your articles. Okay, so the main document is normally referred as main articles, okay, that we have to submit. Highlights is the same thing that I give it to you. So what you want to highlight in your thesis is a piece of paper. It's okay. And declaration, normally the journal have their own declaration forms, so please fill in the forms, or just make preparing in 1 pages about the declaration. It's very simple declaration. It's no conflict of interest among the authors. That's all. Because the problem is, if the research related with the US funding or US governments, they will have another agreement that all parties have to sign. Okay. So this is very important, okay, because sometimes the journal need to embargo the whole to keep our journal to keep our article within sometimes 2 years. But with Bentham, we have to hold our articles with them in 1 year, 12 months. Okay, so the number 5 is supporting informations. Number 6 is graphical abstract. And lastly, a list of figure. Maksudnya, every figure that you put inside the main documents, you have to attach together with the inside the system. So figures and schemes. So this is very important. This is happen when I try to submit articles, review articles with AIN in mini review and organic synthesis, mini review organic chemistry, MROC, and I have to upload 33 figures because it's review papers. It's a lot. Okay, so I have to upload the high resolutions, and I have to upload the ChemDraw file also as requested by them. Okay, this is the all thing that they need for you to submit while you try to submit your main articles. Okay. So in review process, okay, so in review process, when you try to click the submit buttons, you will get this kind of reply. Okay, so they will explain you the manuscript numbers. This is the example of a paper by Mahdi. Okay, it's the titles, the type of research article, the title, corresponding author is myself, and also the manuscript number here. Any conversation regarding your articles, please include together the manuscript number. This is very important because to make sure editorial office and us as the submitter, person who submit the corresponding author, discuss is the same thing. Okay, so this is a part of the email for this kind of review process. Okay, so when we review, we have to wait. It takes a lot of time, sometimes 3 months, sometimes if you're willing to pay, there will be a fast track for us. So for now, I try to avoid to pay any high paid paper. So I think it's better to wait. Okay, the longest paper that I wait is the paper which is belong to Idris. It's take me around 6 months. Okay, I sent if I'm not mistaken, I sent last year and it's accepted this year. So this is the longest one until I have to make a few calls and try to get the chief editors, and I email the chief editors. So this is very, very tedious process, and try to convince them to see this is very important for my students, and hopefully we can speed it up the process. And they said, okay, we will do our best, and after that we get the result. Okay, so when we receive and all the correction have been made, okay, so the next email will come out. Is it like this? Okay, your article has been published online in Chemistry Select with DOI number. DOI number is a kind of a certificate birth number for your articles. So this is the very important for specific paper, which is have their own numbers. Okay, so so again, the editorial office will send us an email to check the final proof about this one, our final article. So when we are submitting the final article, so they will give an email for the acknowledgement. So because they said, thank you for reviewing the proof of the Chemistry Select article synthesis of para blah, 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 blah. And after that, we are finishing this last process and wait it to publish. Okay. What's happened now to my computer? Okay, so ethic in publishing. This is very important. It's not criminal if you are not ethic in publishing. So it's no, it's not okay, but it's a part of ethical as a researchers. The first one is you have to try to avoid plagiarism and self-plagiarisms. Okay, you have to discuss originality of your project and provide citation of practice. That's why if you realize in the future when you try to publish your work, there will be some clause in that particular journal whether they will ask, is there any journal have been published in the same informations? So normally people will put no, but it's happened once to me. for MDPI paper. So suddenly I try to review the molecules papers, and after that, I'm really happy with that. And suddenly I try to Google and use the database and try. Surprisingly, the same paper, the same data have been published in another MDPI journals. So which is not really ethical. Okay, so self-plagiarism or self-citations, if our article is not, our previous article is not related with our current work, please don't do self-citations. Okay, so it's very unethical for them. Okay, so nobody will because it's not crime actually, plagiarism and also self-citations. Okay. Next, about the ethical in publications, data integrity and transparency. So ensure transparency in method and result. Long time ago, what I observed is every researcher try to hide their originality or in terms of methodology of synthesized compounds. Okay, so that's why I have very skeptical minded because I'm trained in France. My supervisor and always advise me try to be crucial when the publication coming from Middle East, India, China, and Pakistan. So try to more critical about that because I try to repeat the procedures. They said the yield is 98%, if I'm not mistaken. And suddenly I repeat several times, the yield is below than 50. It's not really good. So, and after the long discussion with my supervisors, and they said, oh, be careful, Azmi. So, because we have a problem with this now. So try to report what you have. Don't manipulate the data. Okay. So the next one is the authorship and acknowledgements. Okay, so proper attribute the contributions. So as I said, anybody who contributes will get the merit. This is my, anybody want to work with me, this is what I practice. So please do like that. No, please don't simply put the name into the article unless they contribute or they have a significant contribute in your projects. Okay, so because everything need the papers sometimes, because recently I received one email from one university in Malaysia as from one university in Malaysia asked me to cite their project in our paper. So I said this is unethical because it's not really good, because you know, by doing this kind of activities, the hash index for that particular lecturers or professors will be increased, and suddenly they will put into the top 2% scientists in the world by Elsevier. So this is what they are doing. And I received also an email from somebody overseas to put their name in my publications, and they are willing to pay me. So I said, no, I don't like to do that. So please, 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 you will receive this kind of email if you are working in academia. Okay, please, money, it costs you a lot. Okay, so this is the three regarding the unethicals about the publishings, plagiarisms, integrity, and authorships. So this is the picture that I generate from ChatGPT. So publication as a scam in academic world, it's real because you know some of the big publisher, for example, Xavier's, Wiley, they send an email every month, ask us to review their articles for free, and suddenly they ask the person who has submit to their journals pay. So I don't know what is the practice they are doing. So it's not really good. But for MDPI, even though it's under probe by our ministry, at least they give us, they give me 100 CHF as a voucher, because you know, if I help them to review the articles, in return they give us 100 CHF in voucher that I can use that particular voucher for the submission of my journal. So please, please, please don't try to be try to save yourself actually. when you try to do some publication, because sometimes people doing create the journals and suddenly they can make a business for them. If you read the report by Elsevier's, Wiley, the yearly reports, the financial reports, you will be surprised. They create a lot of money. But for us as academicians, we doesn't get any cent from them. Okay, so be careful. Right? This is the video I create from ChatGPT. So thank you very much. I think we are in the end of the sessions. I'm stopping like this. Okay, so thank you everybody for joining us for today's sessions, and I'm really happy to see and to teach you have class one by one, and congratulations to the student who already published, and we will work together soon. Okay, inshallah. Thank you. So for your time for today. So perhaps I can meet you in another occasions.